And when you are ready, we are just going to come up, and I'm laughing at myself because with all my chatting, I haven't actually opened up my yoga mat yet. So when you're ready, let's just start with just shifting from side to side and just noticing as our feet are about hip distance apart, just where the placement is, and just gently start trying to rock back and forth too. And noticing what center is for you, which is not too far forward and not too far back, not too much to one side or the other. Like baby bear's porridge, it's just right. And let's take a big breath in. And exhale. And taking a nice big breath in. And exhale. And one more. And exhale. Let's reach the arms all the way up and rolling down through the spine. Softening our knees and inhale. Rolling up, press the pelvis, stomach, chest, open. And exhale. If your back is tender, just being careful, perhaps not quite as much range of motion to start, but as it starts to feel okay and starts to get a bit warmer, just adding a bit more. Feeling that stretch up the backs of the legs as we bow down. And as we inhale, a little bit more of our chest lifting, making sure we're not compressing our spine and causing pain. And inhaling, coming all the way up. Big breath in. And exhaling, rolling down. For those of you who like to work more with energy, soften your knees and imagine inhaling, scooping up the energy from the earth, coming all the way up, pulling it right through the body. And on your exhale, pulling energy down from the sky, coming right through. So we're that perfect balance of earth and heaven energy. Taking big breaths in. And big breath out. And one more. Last one. And bringing hands to heart. And reaching arms out, really reaching your fingers out. And very carefully bringing it into windmill, reaching to the right, coming all the way through center, coming over to the left, and up, and reach. Exhale through center. One more. And reverse the other way, reach. Exhale through center. To the side, and up, and reach. One more. Taking big breath in, and on the exhale, gently twist at the waist. Big breath, and twist. Inhaling through the bottoms of your feet, and exhale. Pulling up through the pelvic floor. Massaging our spines, massaging our organs, really focusing on breathing. Seeing if we can take a little bit bigger breaths in and deeper breaths out. And one more on each side. And coming back to center, bringing chin to chest, And if your neck is feeling healthy, allowing head to roll from side to side. Coming back to center and shoulders up, rolling them back. And 2 more. Last one, and reverse the other way. Exhaling forward. Noticing any crunchy bits. And 1 more. Slowly finding ourselves onto the ground. I'm just going to turn sideways. So just making sure our chest is directly over our hands, tucking your toes, taking a nice big breath in on the exhale gently, starting with your tailbone curling up. And inhaling, lifting tailbone, lifting chest. And exhale, curl. And inhaling, lengthen. And exhale, curl. And inhaling, lengthen. And curl. And lengthen. Anytime if this hurts your wrists, it's okay to bring the hands into fists just to protect your wrists, or coming down onto our forearms if that feels better. And 1 more. Coming back to a neutral spine, reaching our hips back, untuck your toes, fingers reach forward, and we are going to draw a rectangle with our bodies, so coming over to right hand, over to left, stretching back left, back right. Drawing those rectangles, just getting a bit more movement into our hips through our back, starting to warm up the shoulders a bit more too. Feeling a little bit like a cat or a dog when they've woken up. Nicely widespread fingers, thumbs pressed into the ground. And 1 more in this direction, and then when you're ready, let's reverse the opposite way. Inhaling back, coming the other way. Exhale forward. And 1 more. Coming back to center, big breath in, and very carefully bringing it into a yoga push-up by softening our elbows, dragging chest towards the ground. Gently press and slowly bringing it back down. And inhale, reaching back, and exhale, keeping elbows tucked towards the side, pressing up, soften, bringing it down, and inhaling back, and exhale as we come forward. Gently press, soften, inhaling, coming back, and exhale, pressing up. And 2 more. And last one. And very carefully pressing into your hands, tucking your toes, straightening the legs, coming into your first Downward facing dog. Wide spread fingers, feeling the engagement of the shoulders and starting to walk through the feet by bending into one knee, coming up onto the balls of the feet and bending into the other. And one more big breath. On the exhale, soften both knees, looking past hands. Jump, step, or float feet forward. Inhaling for a halfway lift. Exhale, relaxing down, soften the knees, and slowly coming all the way back up. Exhale, bringing hands to heart. Hands to side. We are going to flow a little bit. Big breath in. Coming down into a forward fold on that exhale. Inhaling for a halfway lift. Exhale, bringing hands onto the ground, stepping our left knee back, coming into a nice low lunge, reaching arms up. And taking nice big breaths in and big breath out, feeling your front knee directly over your ankle. One more big breath, slowly bringing arms down, untuck back toes, flexing front foot. Feeling that stretch. Feeling belly button pulled up and in. And one more big breath on the exhale, gently soften forward and gently rocking back and forth, flexing the foot, straightening the legs, and then soften into that front knee. Feeling that stretch up the back of that front leg. And slowly coming back into that gentle stretch, reaching arms up, and inhale, opening chest, and exhale, bringing hands together, bringing it into a twist. We are going to take our left hand or left elbow across over to that right side. If this feels good and you'd like more, tucking your back toes and picking up knee. Seeing if it's possible to open up our hearts just a bit more to that right side as we take those big breaths in and big breath out. Two more big breaths. And slowly unwrap both hands onto the ground, stepping it back into downward facing dog, making sure your ears are framed by your arms and walking through the feet. And soften both knees, looking past your hands, jump step or float, feet forward. Inhaling for a halfway lift. Exhale, relaxing down and soften knees and slowly coming all the way up. Exhale, bringing hands to heart and hands to side and reaching up. Exhale, diving all the way down. Inhaling for a halfway lift. Exhale, bringing hands onto the ground and gently bringing right knee back. Coming up all the way into that crescent lunge as we breathe. Feeling knee directly over ankle as we take those big breaths in And big breath out. And one more, slowly bringing hands back down. Let's straighten our front leg, keeping our hips square, pelvis is facing forward as we flex that front foot. And if this is ever too intense and it's hard to reach the ground, you can always have yoga blocks. If you are using books or something like that instead, just making sure you have them on the mat, not on the floor, so they don't slide. Feeling that stretch as your chest is reaching towards your shin. Hips are reaching back. And one more big breath on the exhale. Soften into that front knee and gently rocking back and forth. And soften, slowly coming all the way up and open chest. On the exhale, bringing arms together, leaning forward and taking right elbow or right hand coming into that twist to the left side. And again, if this feels good, option one is to stay here. Option two is to tuck the back toes, and I'm not sure if I can do that today, to be honest. And very carefully taking me off the ground. And breathe. Taking those big breaths in and big breath out. One more big breath on the exhale, slowly. Unwrap. And stepping both feet back into downward facing dog. And walking through the feet. And very carefully bringing knees down to the ground. And slowly lowering ourselves down. Feeling belly button engaged. And option one, bringing your forearms on the ground, bringing it into Sphinx. If this is too intense, elbows can be walked away from the body to release. If you need more, bringing the elbows a little closer, hands closer to the armpits, and press all the way up. Seeing what you require today and checking in with your back as we breathe. Taking big breaths in and big breath out. And one more big breath. On the exhale, slowly finding our way all the way back down. Tuck your toes and very carefully coming all the way back up. Tuck the toes, straighten the legs, and walking our feet towards our wrists. Inhaling for a halfway lift. Exhale, relaxing down, soften our knees, slowly coming all the way up. Exhale, bringing hands to heart and hands to side. When you're ready, we are going to step our left foot back. I'm just going to step a bit forward just so I stay in frame. And very carefully stepping it back, we are coming into a warrior two. So you are going to open up your back foot. So the back foot is facing. So if you've got your left foot back, opening it up to the left. Taking bow and arrow, pulling up through pelvic floor, ribs are pulled towards each other, and shooting that bow and arrow. Taking your back hand, reaching it forward, pulling that nice squeeze, and extend. Bringing it forward, feel that squeeze in the shoulder, extend, keeping that bend in the front knee, nice crease at the top of the hip. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And gently reaching a little bit more. Option 1 is keeping them still. Option 2 is drawing tiny little circles with your fingertips. So we're getting about the size of a grapefruit. Anytime if this hurts and you need to release and reset, please do. And reverse the other way. And when you're ready, taking hands behind your back, bringing shoulders up towards the ears, roll them back, interlace your fingers behind, soften into that front knee. We are going to lengthen the torso, coming into a humble warrior. So just allowing your torso just along the inside of that right leg as we breathe. Really feeling that like belly button is up and in, feeling your shoulders melting back, feeling that crease at the top of the thigh. Taking nice deep breaths in and deep breaths out. And one more big breath on the exhale, slowly coming back up. And when you're ready, straighten your front knee, reaching left hip back, reaching arms as long as you can. And we are going to get into that side body as we extend our left arm towards the sky. And slowly coming back into warrior 2. So coming into triangle. And soften, coming back. And reaching triangle. Really pressing the edge of your back foot in for power. And breathe. And up. 4 more on this side. 4. Feeling how good it feels to stretch. 3. 2. And 1. Holding here for 5 breaths. Taking nice big breaths in. Seeing if you can stack your top shoulder on top of the bottom shoulder. Usually the body wants to collapse. Seeing if you can open, making sure your collarbone is nice and wide as we take those big breaths in and big breath out. And 1 more big breath, slowly coming all the way up, turning front palm up and reaching front palm up to the sky, coming into your exalted warrior. Feeling that soft bend in the knee, double checking your front foot. The toes love to grip onto the mat, but seeing if you can relax your toes, which, believe it or not, will make it easier to balance. And 1 more big breath on the exhale, slowly coming back up, turning toes out to the wide side of the mat. Pull up through pelvic floor, ribs pulled together. Soften into your knees, coming into what we call goddess, bringing elbows tucked in. And take a big breath in on the exhale, curving to the right for 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Other side for 10, 9, still pulling up, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Turning toes forward. When you are ready, we are coming down into a wide leg forward fold. Hands are going to come to the ground, allowing head to reach towards the ground and feeling your hips reaching up to the sky. Feeling that stretch up the backs of the legs as we breathe. Taking big breaths in and big breath out. And one more big breath, slowly coming all the way up. When you're ready, turning the left foot out and feeling free to readjust. We are going to come into warrior 2 on the other side. So right toes facing to that side, pelvis is facing forward. Taking the bow and arrow arms, extending left forward, right back. And breathe, feeling that nice bend in the front knee, nice crease at the top of the hip, pulling up through pelvic floor. And when you're ready, taking back arm, reaching it forward, get that nice squeeze, and shoot. Bringing it forward, squeeze, and shoot. And 8, 7, 6, really pull shoulder back. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And very carefully reaching and press, palms circle. Feeling that engagement of the arms. And reverse other way. And very carefully taking arms behind your back, roll the shoulders back, interlace, and very carefully allowing the upper body just along the inside of that left leg. Breathing into humble warrior, belly button in. And one more big breath. On the exhale, slowly coming back up, finding that foundation. Taking nice deep breaths in and deep breath out. And when you're ready, we are going to straighten the front leg, allowing ourselves to flow, reaching all the way up. And on the exhale, soften into our front knee again. And reaching up. And soften. And reach, straightening front leg, reaching top arm up. And straighten. Reach. And soften into that front knee. Reach. Soften. 4 more. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Holding here for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and soften, finding your way back up, turning front palm up, and exalting warrior, making sure that backhand, even if it's touching the back of the leg, it's not resting on it. Still engaged. One more big breath, slowly coming back to center, pivoting your feet. Second set, soften knees, pull up through pelvic floor, elbows come in, and 10, 9, 8, really trying to get into that side, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and other side, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Coming back up, turning toes forward, taking arms behind your back, shoulders, rolling them back, interlace, and bowing forward. If that is too much, hands can always be on the ground. And slowly finding our way back up, pivoting the feet, soften the knees, and whenever you're ready, very carefully bringing feet back together, taking big breaths in mountain pose, and big breath out, and 2 more, and last one. And when you are ready, very carefully shifting to your right side. Option 1, we're bringing it into tree, pulling up your pelvic floor, ribs together. Option 1, toes are on the ground, heel is above ankle. 2 is on the calf, just making sure we avoid the knee. 3, coming all the way up. So seeing for you what feels best today as we breathe. Bringing your shoulder back, finding a spot to look at that is not moving. And very carefully reaching leg back. Option 1, toes stay on the ground. We are bringing it into a warrior 3. So you're really pressing your heel back, allowing chest to reach to the ground. Nice long spine, chin is slightly tucked down. One more big breath, slowly coming all the way up and breathing through the bottoms of both feet. Taking those big breaths in and big breath out. And big breath in and big breath out. And when you're ready, shifting to left side, and option 1, option 2, option 3 is all the way up onto the thigh. So just seeing for you what's feeling best today as we breathe. And whenever you're ready, kicking right foot back, coming into warrior three. And one more big breath, slowly coming all the way up. We are going to turn our toes out. We are going to come down into a really deep, gentle squat called Masala whenever you're ready. So very carefully coming all the way down. Option one is classic. Your heels may or may not be on the ground. I am going to turn sideways. You'll notice, even though I'm squatting, my back is actually still straight. Shoulders are rolled back, hands are together. Tailbone is up. If this is ever too intense for anybody, you can always come all the way to the ground. Knees are open. Taking the upper arms along the inner thigh, not the knee, never on the joint. Shoulders roll back in here. So this is the other alternative to that if you need the modification. And breathing. Taking those deep breaths in and deep breaths out. And when you're ready, bringing hands onto the ground, shifting your feet so toes are facing forward, coming into a forward fold. Gently shifting your hips from side to side, releasing back the legs. And slowly coming back to center. We are going to find our way all the way down. When you're ready, we are going to lie down very carefully, one vertebrae at a time. If this is ever too much, you can always roll into your side first, and from your side, roll into the back, which sometimes, if the back is feeling a little tender, is a gentler way to shift. So when you're ready, very carefully hugging both knees into your chest, allow the knees to open to the sides, circle them around. So we're just releasing our hips. And reverse the other way. And slowly bringing soles of the feet together, opening up the arms to the side, and very gently, hips from side to side, giving a little bit of a wiggle, allowing hips to release. Taking nice deep breaths in and deep breath out. And seeing if we can breathe a little deeper, allowing your belly to relax. And slowly soften the knees, feet hip distance apart, and just allowing your knees to melt to the right, turning your head to the left. And slowly bringing knees back to center, head to center, and letting your knees melt to the left as your head turns towards the right. And slowly coming back to center, reaching arms, reaching legs to yawn and stretch, feeling fresh, cool air coming in, warm air coming out. And softening arms, softening legs, allowing palms up to receive energy or palms down to ground. And when you're ready, we are going to come into what we call Shavasana, our final resting pose for today's practice. So just taking a moment to soften your eyes. If it feels okay to close them, please do. And seeing if it's possible as we focus on our breath to clear our minds. And if you fall asleep, it's okay. It just means your body requires a little bit more rest. But if you can, seeing if it's possible just to focus on your breath and just listen to the waves of your breath lulling you into a state of relaxation. And feeling yourself taking a nice deep breath in and exhale. Starting to feel movement returning to fingers, toes, hands, and feet. If you'd like to reach your arms above your head to yawn and stretch, please do. Feeling fresh, cool air coming in, warm air coming out. And softening your knees and very carefully rolling to one side. And taking some nice big breaths in through your back, through the back of the heart. And using your hands to guide you, slowly finding your way back up to a tall seat. And when you're ready, taking a big breath in, reaching arms up, and on your exhale, bowing to thank yourself And I thank you too. Namaste, everyone.